Sometimes I crave a sweet treat that I don't have to feel guilty about. These are my Figgy ginger cupcakes. For this recipe, you'll need approximately 2/3 of a cup of prunes, raisins, dates, and dried figs. We're going to soak our dates and figs and raisins and prunes all in warm water. Warm. After a couple of minutes of soaking, strain off the water and dump your dried fruits into a food processor. Be sure to take these hard little ends off of the dried figs before putting those in the blender. So I love a lot of ginger in here, so I'm adding 1 teaspoon of ginger powder, plus I'm adding fresh ginger. So I like to add about a half a chunk of ginger, and then I'm going to add about 1 tablespoon of cinnamon, and we're going to do 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Again, that was 1 tablespoon of cinnamon and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. These add wonderful flavors. Okay, this next one is optional, but I like to add 1/4 teaspoon of allspice and 1/4 teaspoon of cloves. Okay, I love to also add 1 tablespoon of raw honey. Raw honey is very different from conventional honey. It's good. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and blend this much. We're just going to put the lid on, let it go. Just let that all get mixed. We're good, right? Okay, now I'm going to add a couple more ingredients. Okay, so the last 2 ingredients are coconut flour and carob powder, and we're going to do 1/4 cup each. Here goes our coconut flour and the carob. Now I'm just kind of stirring this up a little bit too, helping out the food processor. I am going to add some walnuts. I do like them to be kind of loosely chopped, so I'm just going to add these at the end. And I also like coconut, so we're going to add 1/2 cup of unsweetened coconut flakes. We're just going to pulse that in. You may have to move it a little and then just keep on pulsing. As soon as you're happy with the consistency, we're just going to fill little cupcake wrappers with the mix. And so we're just going to attempt to just kind of fill the bottom portion of it so that there's room for the topping. For my topping, my favorite part, 1½ cups of figs and 1½ cups of dates. You want to soak these. So I'm just going to soak these in warm water. And after they're done soaking for a couple of minutes, don't forget to take the stems off of the figs. I'm going to just go ahead and squeeze off some of the excess water of the dates. I probably should have done that with my beginning batch. Taking off the stems of the figs. It's kind of a pain, but it is really worth it. Now I'm going to add about 1/4 cup of almond butter into our food processor with the mixed fruit. Now we're just going to give this a spin, let it blend. So I'm going to add about 1/2 cup of walnuts and chop them up in there, and 1/2 cup of unsweetened coconut flake. I'm just going to pulse it in. I want it to still be kind of chunky, so just very loosely. Now I'm just going to put this topping right on top of that base that we made. These are better than a fig Newton. I like to put them in a plastic bag, keep them in the freezer, and just pull one out when I want one.